toxic white males. It's Toxic Femininity, brought to you by Midnight's Edge.
Well, 10 after. Whenever we show up.
We're here.
Welcome once again to Toxic Femininity. We've got with us Lorena Creole. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Tom. How are you?
We also have Mary. I'm doing good. Look at this. I can do this now. Watch. Whoa.
Right?
Whoa.
Yes.
I'm over here. I'm over there. I'm there. I'm here. I'm there. Yeah.
Woo.
I'm all over the place. I'll put the ladies up top there. There we go.
Slide
And
to
of
the
course, we also have OG Legends gal Laura herself. How you doing? Oh, I forgot the Star Wars part.
Oh, that's okay. One day you'll get it. One day.
I did get it last week once.
He should
Yes.
get a maximum effort puppy for even.
He should,
I do.
right?
Mhm.
He should.
A maximum effort puppy. We have a new
There we
puppy.
go.
We have a new puppy to name.
Yes.
For those who are curious, actually, I have two of them. But the main one I'm in love with right now is this one. And I think Mary and I have pretty much nailed it down to no fucks given puppy.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
He's just like, yep, no fucks given.
This is me. This is who I am. Deal with it.
You do you, boo. I'll be over here. No
Yeah.
fucks
Little flags and everything. Look at that.
given. So we got another puppy coming.
You do you, honey boo.
Exactly. I'll be over here, yo.
Yep.
He looks like a little honey bear. He does. He's so
Yes.
cute.
Oh,
He's so adorable.
Yes.
So I'll share that link.
Of Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, there we go. He needs like a red t-shirt on, right?
I'll share that link in the chat so everybody who wants to go over there and throw up their suggestions can do that. We also have another one who's kind of sleepy. You can also name him as well. Or
Wait,
her.
what?
We don't know. Well, that one's a he. This no fucks given puppy might be a she. I don't know. But the other puppy, I'm fairly certain. Here, I'll go get it. I'm fairly certain is a he, but yeah, let me see. if
How
I
do
can
you know
find
it's a he?
Well, you'll see.
Are you gonna about to show me dog dingling?
Well, no, he's a little puppy.
What is he dog
Come
dingling?
on.
I had this horrible experience over at my mom's house where she was like super excited because my dog Serenity, her dog Charlie, has a huge crush on my dog Serenity. And whenever he gets around her, his wang comes out, and so
Oh, not like that. It's not like that.
it's really uncomfortable for everyone.
Oh my God.
Now all I could find is Fluffy Puppy. Before all I could find was the other puppy. Well, this one's more like Sleepy Puppy or 5 Minutes Puppy. Is one I think that has been going the most for it. Here it is. Okay.
We should make that just a
Got
segment of the show. Name that puppy. Oh my God!
He's just like, I'm done.
Oh, honey.
I'm out.
Oh,
There you go.
honey.
No, 5 more minutes puppy is
5 more minutes, puppy. I like it.
that's
I like
the one that I like the most so far. But head on
That
over
is
there. I'll
so
throw the link in the
adorable.
chat. Yeah, we got a couple of
Oh,
puppies you guys can name.
DMs open.
Oh, I don't think it's that important.
I saw Andrew pop up and I was like, what's going on?
Oh, that was in the open mic one. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Tom, did you see that article where it says we're white people? It's racist for white people to have dogs or whatever.
Oh yes.
And Mary's like, you want to take my dogs?
I found that. I'm the source. I showed that to Andrew. I went undercover in a couple of different Discords.
Uh-huh.
I found that. And I was and I sent it to Andrew and he freaked out and he was like, what? I started asking Lorena if she could take my dogs for me.
He's like, can you take my dogs from me? I'm like, I don't know. My cats might wind up duct taping them and throwing them in the corner somewhere.
So I didn't.
Go ahead.
I didn't read the article. Somebody please enlighten me why it's racist. I don't know.
Okay. So here's
Oh,
the
and I love the
picture
shirt,
they
Laura, by the way. It looks
Oh,
awesome.
thank you.
And if you want your Toxic Femininity t-shirt, just check out the link in the description below.
So the main premise is that like the domestication of dogs started in Eurasia, and it was a trait that was passed over to Europeans because during the Silk Road or
Get
whatever.
past the boring stuff.
Do what?
Get past the boring stuff.
Well, so the thing being that it's another cultural appropriation of
I know,
white
I'm just kidding. Sorry.
So if you have a dog, you should donate your dog to a person of color family. Never mind that people in Eurasia aren't even fucking black, right? Or that you should put them in a no-kill shelter because you are appropriating black culture.
I'm pretty sure
you're not.
I've heard some dumb crap in my life, but that goodness.
I'm pretty sure a lot of. Go ahead.
2020 keeps on saying, "Hold my beer."
Yes.
I was gonna say, you go back into the history of like every single civilization, dogs pop up somewhere.
Well, that's true.
And cats
That's
too,
true,
in most instances.
But even if you use the example that they use,
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense because it's proclaiming it to be some kind of form of appropriation without the benefit that things that happened in terms of bartering along the Silk Road offered. It was a mutually beneficial exchange, people. Even if you only go with their example of where the domestication started from, and it's still, by the way, debatable. I looked this shit up before I continued with my discussion upon the whole subject. Even if you go with that particular example that they go with, first of all, they're not black. Second of all, this was a beneficial and mutually agreed upon exchange that took place between two people consenting to the barter. So it's to sit that next to cultural appropriation or colonialism as the actual article compares.
That's what it said.
Yes.
Jesus, take the wheel and drive fast. Okay.
Before colonialism even occurred, right? Like, to compare this to colonialism is this height of moron. Like, I do not know what these people are licking windows, I'm sure of it. And so
It's sniffing glue.
colonialism isn't even a thing 15,500 years ago, you fucking idiots.
God, you know what? It's just they want to stay outraged. It's like it's a day that ends in Y. What can I be outraged about today? I know. Cultural appropriation of dogs.
And all the dogs want to do is be loved. They don't give a crap. They just want to be loved. They
have no fucks to give, just like our
no,
puppy.
they don't. And every continent has their own species of dog that basically came from the wolf. And so there's no such thing as a cultural, I guess you can say, ownership of an animal.
Well, yeah, but like here's the insane part, and like let's practically apply this to today, right? So I think we can all agree black people are a minority in America.
Yes, in America.
And if we all made black people take our dogs, the burden that would be on black people is ridiculous.
Besides, we have our own dogs to feed and deal with than taking in somebody else's dogs too. Now.
Lorena's just got a line around the block of people holding their puppies going, they told me I couldn't have this anymore.
My cats are like, hell no, where's the sniper rifle?
They're like turning into the Siamese twins, from the trying to plot and everything.
That's originally what I wanted. I wanted 2 Siamese cats, and I had my heart set just because of that scene. I said, I need 2 Siamese cats.
We are Siamese, if you please.
Badass.
We are Siamese. If you don't.
Lorena has to start her own shelter.
Before I go and get canceled, won't you go buy Toxic Femininity t-shirt? And
this isn't even the news we were supposed to talk about, people. This is just us.
Oh no, we're just the intro show part of the show anyway.
Yeah.
Somebody sent me the original Fenton video, and I'm like, no, don't ruin the illusion.
No, it is. It's him chasing deer, and it's not even like a little dog. It's a big ass dog. Yeah, but still.
Yeah. That is Fenton. I don't care.
Yeah. That's always Fenton in my heart.
I've always known that, and I appreciate people, and I'm not like discouraging anybody from doing it in the future. I may not know. So, but in this case, I did know. I've known for a little while. I just don't want to ruin.
I gotta get one for you, actually. You know what? This just occurred to me. Can you be patient with me for 2 seconds here, Tom?
1.
The ugliest.
He's counting down.
I'll tell you what. I got a video.
Sir, how high are you? No, officer, you're wrong. It's high. How are you?
What is that from?
I have no idea. Somebody will know in the chat. Somebody sent it to me, and I'm like, that is the funniest fucking thing ever. It's like I got a few friends, and well, you know some of them, like Ordsboard and like Jesse Miller over at the Crow's Nest and stuff. Like that's them. That is them. Like if they get pulled over by a cop, they would pull that shit. And they probably convince the cop they're right. They're like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry, sir. Move along.
Hold on, I got you here, Tom. You have to.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so this is funny as hell. All right, hold on.
Okay.
360. Okay, so the quality isn't particularly great, so you have to keep that in mind. Came out like it looks like about a year ago. Hold on, where is it? It's called Weird Fucking Cat.
Oh Jesus! Do we have to add a cat to the?
You do. Look at this shit. Okay, you ready?
Oh, I think I've seen this. Yeah.
Yes, this is yes.
I don't
What
think
the
I've
fuck
seen
is that? What the fuck is that? A fucking cat? Hey, don't fucking look at me like that. That's a weird looking fucking cat. Ma! Yo, there's a stray cat outside. I don't want it starting a fight with Lucy.
Looks
Lucy, it's
gangsta.
okay. It's okay, Lucy. Don't worry about it. Ma!
I think this
Ma,
is
there's
not
a
real.
weird fucking stray cat outside. It looks like grandma, the fucking thing. Hey, get the fuck out of here. I don't even know if that's a fucking cat. Blink,
Oh my
motherfucker.
God.
That can't be real.
It can't be. That's no, that can't be.
No, it's real. It's totally real. I've seen multiple videos of this cat. It has some kind of weird deformity, and it's really nice.
Okay. All right.
That
I'll
is
buy
weird.
it. I'd buy that for $1. All right.
Thanks for cat.
We gotta get this show on the
All
freaking
right,
road here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
You guys have been so patient with us, and I appreciate that so much. We've got about 200 and some of you watching. Hit that like button, hit the share button, get the link out there, because Lord knows there's no way YouTube would help us. Why would they do something like that? No. All right, let me get the proper deal up here so I can quit stalling.
Ma, there's a
Ma!
fucking cat
There's a
out
weird
here.
fucking cat out here.
All right, we got some stuffs going down this week, guys, and if you've been living under a rock, then you might not be aware that Chadwick Boseman died. And if you're not familiar with Chadwick Boseman, then again, you've probably been living under a rock. But if you can't remember that name specifically, I'm sure you've seen Black Panther, which was just a really, really great Marvel movie and important to a lot of people. I think it's unreasonable to deny that, right? And I think it's important to acknowledge when something does something that's provoking for people, right? And certainly this movie did that, and it did it in an unapologetic way, and it did it in a way that was genuinely compelling for young Black men, right? I mean, like, I think that's okay, that's important, and that's all right to acknowledge, right? And not just the fact that it was a good, compelling superhero for young Black men, although it certainly wasn't the first of its kind. It certainly did better than most of its predecessors, and I think it's important to acknowledge that. Unfortunately, people never cease to amaze me, guys, and that is they use this harrowing story of this wonderful actor who had a genuine impact on a lot of people's lives for clicks and to push certain agendas. And so we're going to address that, and we're going to call out the jackals who've done that here tonight. And then we're going to go about doing something of a tribute and showing you why it is that I can freaking talk. I swear to God, people, why it is that Chadwick Boseman was important and is worth being revered and deserves every bit of praise that we can lavish on this man. So Screen Rant, first off, has to do a freaking apology here. We're not going to read this entire thing. We're just going to kind of give you the gist of what they did. You asshats. They apologized for a publication of speculative Black Panther 2 article just hours, literally hours after the passing of star Chadwick Boseman. So, Screen Rant issued an apology for their tone-deaf publication of an article speculating in the future of Black Panther franchise just hours after the unfortunate passing of star Chadwick Boseman. On August 29th, a tweet posted to Boseman's official Twitter confirmed that the late actor had passed away after a 4-year battle with colon cancer. And we're going to come back to that, people. So, news of Chadwick Boseman's recent passing took many by surprise, and there's a reason it took you by surprise. We're going to come back to that as well. As the actor 43 made little mention of his condition, though recent interviews appearances had sparked concern among fans regarding the actor's health and well-being.
Mm-hmm.
So Huffington Post reporter Matt Jacobs recalled an interview he conducted with Boseman in 2017 and noticed his astonishment that he was going through cancer while satisfying the physical demands of a Marvel movie. In the interview, Jacobs noted that Boseman looked like he had been through the ringer, to which the actor replied that Jacobs had no idea and stated that one day I'll live to tell the story, which he didn't get to do. So across the web, fans took time to mourn the death of Boseman, celebrate the monumental career he had established in such a short time. And short time does not begin. This man managed to leave the kind of impact on our lives in terms of the media that we consume. And he just started his acting career at the age of 36. Okay. So we're talking about someone who did this over the course of, he was 43, 7 years. So unsurprisingly, tone-deaf Marvel Cinematic Universe fans helped push the term to the top of Twitter's trending list and sparked a wave of backlash from other fans who criticized those who engaged in sequel speculation. What the hell is wrong with y'all?
It's like, what is wrong? It's like the man literally just died, and you're worried about a sequel to the movie right away. That's what you're thinking about. You're not thinking about that we lost this man. Somebody's husband died. Somebody's father died. Somebody's brother died.
Yep.
You're just fixated on when we're going to get the next movie.
They don't even let the mourning stop for the family and stuff.
Yes.
Really. And it's just a heartbreaking. It's like it's just, again, corporates. They just want money, money, money. Okay, so he's gone, so let's move on.
This reminds me of the whole Kobe thing or whatever too. Like,
because it wasn't like oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
I was gonna say it's not like he was 95 and passed away after a long illness or old age with all of his friends and family and kids around him. No, this was a sudden death.
Well, it certainly was sudden to us. And that's we'll come back to why. To part of the fact that it's so sudden to us is a tribute to his strength. And the fact that he hid this. We'll come back to that. We're not done calling people out though. So yeah, we're gonna call you out, Screen Rant, you tone deaf pieces of shit. And everybody who made Screen Rant felt compelled to actually write that kind of an article literally hours within that time frame. We hadn't had time to absorb the shock. And you're worried about Black Panther 2? Can you give this a few days to simmer? Right? Like, can you let everybody just absorb this before you start posting for clicks? Can you do that? Is that possible? And those are not the only people who took advantage of this. And I want to keep in mind, this is not a political discussion. I would make this same statement no matter what side of the aisle you were on. Okay. I want to make that incredibly clear before I even pull this up here. Okay.
It's a human dignity discussion.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'll just read parts of this here. So journalists used the passing of Black Panther actor Chadwick Boseman to promote vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris. A handful of journalists have drawn attention to Black Panther and to Five Bloods star Chadwick Boseman's last tweet before his tragic passing. It seems that they're doing so in an attempt to promote the candidacy of Democratic vice presidential candidate Kamala Harris. On August 11th, following the announcement of her nomination as the running mate for Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden, Boseman published a photo of himself with Harrison alongside a caption that enthusiastically read, "Yes, Kamala Harris," right? And this is the tweet right here. And this was the last tweet that he put out there. In the wake of Boseman's untimely passing, various journalists seized upon the opportunity to promote the Biden-Harris campaign. They also made it a point to note that this was Boseman's last tweet before his death. Those who drew attention to this photo included MSNBC's The Last Word senior producer Kyle Griffin. This right here. And CNN View host Ana Navarro Cardenas, who said this was his last tweet, rip. The host of CNN, and these aren't the only ones, guys. I've seen a lot. Of. So in the now deleted tweet, New York Magazine Huffington Post contributor Yashar Ali made a point to echo his colleagues. Okay. While many were outraged and upset at the tasteless use of Boseman's passing as a political tool, the sentiment among fans was best summed up by Twitter user @theacumen, who said, "If you are using Chadwick Boseman's death right now, you are a shit human being. He meant so much to Black kids everywhere. He helped them see themselves as heroes, all while battling this illness." Yes.
Yep.
This is...
Yeah, I was just going to say that, like, you guys got to remember, like, basically for the past 4 years, he made all those movies with stage 3 and 4 colon cancer.
Yes. Yeah, that is the kicker here, folks. For those of you who may not be informed about his untimely passing, and yes, this is certainly untimely, I'm going to go ahead and share the tweet from the Chad Boseman official Twitter here. And this ripped not just me, but a whole bunch of people up inside, guys. It ripped us all up. Let me make sure I find the right one here. This should be it. Yeah, okay. So it is with immeasurable grief that we confirm the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick, who was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016 and battled it these last 4 years as it progressed to stage 4. A true fighter, Chadwick persevered through it all and brought you many of the films you have come to love so much, from Marshall to The Five Bloods, August Wilson's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and several more, were all filmed during between the countless surgeries and chemotherapy. It was the honor of his career to bring King T'Challa to life in Black Panther. He died in his home with his wife and family by his side. The family, I'll go ahead and pull this here. I don't know. Is that showing up on StreamYard? Okay, good. The family thanks you all for your love and prayers and asks that you continue to respect their privacy during this time. I'm sorry, but the bullshit that goes on by Screen Rant and these people who are pushing a political agenda. And look, I'm not saying that Chadwick Boseman didn't have his politics, right? Just like anybody does. And that's perfectly fine. But to use his passing in an attempt to bolster these things, for clicks on your stupid crummy website, and so that you can hopefully help catapult people into a nominate or into office, is disgusting.
Right. And I don't want us to drag this too much farther, because then we're getting into the same kind of territory. The whole point, though, here is to just point out how tone deaf this whole thing was.
Yeah.
I mean, and I get it. Like, I don't want to come off as like we're doing the same kind of thing here. You know what I mean? Not. So like my main thing here is like just remember in context that the only reason we're bringing this crap up is because these idiots did it in the first place. I just want that to be clear. Otherwise, we just would be giving tribute to him right now. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. So we wanted to point that out, that it's important to take some time and to take a step back and to acknowledge the legitimate value this man brought to the world around him. And I actually have several of those tweets lined up, but we wanted to kind of call out people with what would seem to me to not be the best of intentions. And instead, we wanted to shine a light on all that he contributed to the world around him. So let me go ahead and pull up. I found a couple of videos today that fucking wrecked me, man. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Audio.
So, warning here. You guys grab your tissues.
Yeah, this is, oh my gosh.
I think I might
Someone in the chat mentioned the movie 42. I haven't seen it, but I have heard it is amazing. So I'm actually going to make it a point to see 42. That's one of Chadwick Boseman.
It's really good, and that James Brown movie did too was really good.
Yes.
So this is it right here. This is one of the ones that you have to kind of keep in mind. This is going on. He's on a panel here. Literally, he's going through cancer in this, okay? He knows what we don't know. What Chadwick Boseman did was he suffered all of this quietly. Nobody freaking knew. Nobody knew. The director didn't even know. Nobody knew. He got like I'm astounded that with stage 3 colon cancer, he was able to bulk up the way that was necessary to play these roles, to play Black Panther. I remember looking at him when he was, you know, that fight scene when they're at the waterfall and he's going at it with Killmonger and he gets stabbed or whatever, and they're both shirtless or whatever, and I'm just thinking, God, they're just so freaking ripped, and my mind goes back to that, and I don't what kind of effort it took, because imagine trying to do that healthy and well.
Yeah.
And then imagine trying to do it with stage 3 colon cancer and no one knowing what you're going through. All of this going on between surgeries. And no one knew, because he didn't want his legacy to be that of victimhood. He didn't want his legacy to be that of a sick man. He wanted to leave behind the legacy of a superhero, to leave behind the legacy of someone strong who wasn't a victim. And I say not a victim because I have another video that I'm going to play right after this, where he literally reiterates that to a group of graduating students. It's very harrowing. So this one right here threw me into tears earlier. Let's go ahead and blow this up.
Ian and Taylor, who recently passed from cancer.
He is literally talking about 2 little boys who just passed from cancer. Okay? And no one knows he's in the middle of fighting it as he's making this statement.
And throughout our filming, I was communicating with them, knowing that they were both terminal, and what they said to me is, and their parents said, they're trying to hold on till this movie comes, and to a certain degree, you hear them say that, and you're like, wow, that's like. I gotta get up and go to the gym. I gotta get up and go to work. You know, I gotta learn these lines. I gotta work on this accent. You know, seeing how devoted all of my castmates are.
You're muted, Mary.
I'm sorry. I was trying to mute to
Say
not.
that or you froze, one of the two.
No, that was me. I muted so I didn't have feedback there. So I want it noted, like he's talking about, I got to get up and go to the gym for these little boys while he's fighting with cancer. I got to get up and I'm going to make this for these little boys because they're holding on for me. And this is just the literal definition of selflessness. Because he's got to give them something to fight for. And hold on, it just keeps going.
And knowing that will be something meaningful to them. But it's, to a certain degree, it's a humbling experience, because you're like, this can't mean that much to them, you know. But seeing how the world has taken this on, seeing how the movement, how it's taken on a life of its own, I realized that they anticipated something great. And I think back now to a kid and just, you know, waiting for Christmas to come, waiting for my birthday to come, waiting for a toy that I was going to get a chance to experience, or a video game. I did live life waiting for those moments. And so it put me back in the mind of being a kid, just to experience those 2 little boys' anticipation of this movie. And when I found out that
oh my God, I can't.
Take your time with it.
yeah, it means.
Yeah.
He knows.
He took himself out of the moment of priority, even though he was dying. And he put it into the terms of what gives a little boy something to hold on to. Because that's where his priorities were. And we lost that. That's a good person, and they're rare. He didn't do this for himself. The man left behind a legacy that we should all try to aspire to be like. I got another one here.
Absolutely.
This is it's about a 1.5 minute long speech here that he gives to the class, the 2018 Howard University commencement speech. And he speaks with so much power and conviction. This man never wanted to be a victim of cancer. This is in 2018, in the middle of this battle here. And his hope and goal is to leave these kids with something to strive for, something to look to.
What's so great about him is he never let cancer take his humanity.
No.
And he was very selfless, giving. And I think this right here alone, you know, no matter what your circumstances, especially with the negativity that's going on today, this really everybody needs to take a look at this and examine where they are with their thoughts and how are they given to even their home, their families, and their communities. How much selfless work and volunteer work are you doing if you possibly can do it? And how can you make a difference? Because if he can sit up there and continue to make a movie for those boys, knowing those boys' lives are counting down, and secretly knowing that we can do something less greater and still make an impact.
Exactly. And it's just like the everyday things that are out there, consideration for others just as human beings. You know, you never know the smallest gesture that can bring somebody up when they just feel just down and as if no one cares about their circumstances, or even people that you don't agree with. Just learning how to see the humanity in other people and relate on that level, as opposed to, you know, I'm always right, or, you know, or it's all about me. And seeing Chadwick like that, it really makes you realize that there are people in Hollywood who see things bigger than themselves. And I see him breaking down, just part of him thinking he's had his life to live to that point, but those little boys didn't. And that has got to hit him, because I know that he had kids as well. And for anyone, you know, who has children, to realize it's like, if we're older, we lived that part of our lives, but these little boys didn't. And they just looked up to him, and he was like a hero in their eyes. And honestly, I think one of the things that gave him that strength to go through all of that and to do what he was doing with Black Panther was, yeah, like Mary was saying, that those boys looking at him like he is larger than life to them.
Well, and he knew that going into it and giving it his all, sitting there with stage 3 cancer, and he's losing it. He's losing this battle, and he's still trying to give these boys something to live for. Tom, I got that video down in the bottom if you want to share it. And I'm so sorry, somebody's at my door. Let me just play.
Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. When I dare to challenge the system that would relegate us to victims and stereotypes with no clear historical backgrounds, no hopes or talents, when I questioned that method of portrayal, a different path opened up for me.
And that's so incredibly, This man who is standing there, who by any standard has a right to be a victim right now, is standing there telling these young people to not give up, to fight it, to fight anything that would stand in your way. The man had a calling, and he was a hell of a motivational speaker.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to believe that those words impacted these people. Just keep it.
The path to my destiny. When God has something for you, it doesn't matter who stands against it. God will move someone that's holding you back away from a door and put someone there who will open it for you.
Mm-hmm.
If it's meant for you, I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to hand it to you. I'm sorry. My roommates locked themselves out. I'm so sorry. I will be right back.
Okay, since Mary has to run away, we should probably move on from this anyway. I know this is a tough subject for everybody. We got some super chats related to it, and then we will move on to the next story, I think, unless Mary had anything else to cover for it. Lee Jordan sent in $4.99, says, "Rip Chadwick Boseman, peace be with, brother." Thank you so much, Lee Jordan. Joe Pat 87 sends in $4.99, says, "Rip Chadwick Boseman, talented actor and important symbol." I think we just saw that in so many ways, just in those couple videos there. So thank you so much, Joe Pat. Culture Casino, our good friend, sends in a unicorn. Thank you so much. I had this other one here. This is not a super chat, but this is a great question. Tony Movie, Chappie, D9, Neil Blomkamp, #1 fan, sends in, "I wonder, beside Black Panther, what is your girls and everyone in the chat? What is your favorite Chadwick Boseman film? Mine is 42. I really liked Get On Up, I think is what the
it's called Get On
James
Up.
Brown one was called. I really liked that one a lot.
I haven't seen anything with Chadwick Boseman until Black Panther.
Well, now Get On It. Now I can't say I've seen the entire movie, but I've seen parts of it, and God, he's so infectious in it. And I actually intend to sit down and try and watch it all the way through, but it is worth the watch. Like I said, he's just infectious and he imbibes it, and worth it, guys. Just
yeah. 42 is on my list, definitely.
Yeah.
Laura?
I don't know. Probably 42. So.
Jane Theory in the chat brought up 21 Bridge. I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer, but I've never seen the movie. It looks so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, then, can you think of anything or no?
So, are we not gonna finish the? Do you want me to close?
Or did she get one? Did Laura
I think she has. I think Mary has a couple more things to share, and then we can.
Okay, well, we can share a few more things, but I think we should probably move on pretty soon.
I can close them if you prefer. That's fine.
It's up to you. I mean, I don't know what else you got because I just don't want to bring it down too much. Terminus Est sent in a $1.49 super sticker with a unicorn. Thank you so much. And so did Goddess of Whim, sent in another unicorn super sticker. Thank you so much as well. And then their last super chat, and we're caught up for now, I believe, unless we got any more that I missed, was one from Jeffrey Turner, aka Mega Jetty. How you doing? Sends in $2, says, "Reeve Boseman, 2 heroes in and out, taken too soon." All right, I just wanted to get those out of the way then, so we were caught up, so they weren't waiting for that. And yeah, go ahead, Mary, if you had a couple more things you wanted to share. That's not a problem. I just wanted to lighten up the mood here pretty soon, so we weren't too down.
I had something that Laura, of course, sent this to me earlier, but I I thought that it was a really wonderful, and this is just a picture, so, and it shouldn't be, I guess, too much of a downer or anything like that. But this
It's
is
more inspirational because we
Yeah.
really need to see actors helping each other and, you know, giving scholarships or, you know, whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are something, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, and it's very much, it shows you the impact that you can even have just by extension on the lives around you. So you have to keep in mind that you wouldn't have a clue who Chadwick Boseman was unless had it not been for Denzel Washington, who paid, as it says here, and this is legit. Look this up, okay? Denzel Washington paid the fees for a kid who couldn't afford to attend Oxford's summer theater program. 20 years later, the kid, Chadwick Boseman, thanked Denzel in person in the premiere of Black Panther.
Wow.
Yes.
You never know. Wow.
Exactly. And just imagine that he's seen the light in him. So, you know, Chadwick, he was so open to God. He was so open to the truth. He was so open to being an example for his people and for anybody else who wants to follow in his path, you know, because anybody can follow in that path. You know, you don't have to be black, red, yellow, white, or whatever. But this is a great example of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's that hand that you extend. I don't know, you know, have you ever seen the movie Pay It Forward?
Yes,
where
I have not.
It's that wonderful. The movie is centered around this notion that the kindness you extend to one infiltrates them and makes them want to extend that kindness out further to the next person. It's like a chain reaction, right? And so it reaches across in ways that you can never expect or anticipate to people in ways that and then they themselves extend that further. And Chadwick Boseman is a wonderful example of what happens when you throw your heart and your soul into furthering that effort that was poured into them, right? And I'll just do a little bit of a personal example here. There was a woman, her name was Joy Pike, who poured her heart and soul into me when I was an 11-year-old little girl, and I thought that I was stupid because I had ADHD and I just didn't do things the way that other kids did. And she quizzed me. She used to pull me aside every single week at church and quiz me on my STARS program. And then over the course of 3 years, I did a program that required 4 years. And I got the second highest score in the state, the entire history of my state, because this woman never gave up on me, because she poured into me. And that instilled in me a desire to mentor and to pour whatever love and compassion I could into people who didn't see worth in themselves. And I pray that that's potent enough to extend out past that. You have the power and the ability to impact people's lives. All right. You can do this. Absolutely. And this is a wonderful example, because you right now, you sitting there right now in your seat, just listening to this program, you have been impacted by Chadwick Boseman because you're sitting here and you care enough to be engaged in this conversation. You have the power to extend that out further. If this touches your heart, take that and move forward with it and do something tomorrow with it. Do something.
I just wanted to add, I'm sorry, Mary. I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
you didn't. No.
I was going to say one of the things that was really, I guess, therapeutic for me after hearing about Chadwick Boseman's death. If you want a wonderful, wonderful laugh, go look up the Saturday Night Live skit where Chadwick Boseman did Black Jeopardy. That I went from like being super depressed to laughing just him doing that and just seeing that side of him. It was a really bright, uplifting, moment. So
Yeah,
it's definitely something to see, to put a smile on your face and to kind of just remember him, that way. So check it out.
Absolutely. I know Tom wants to get off of this subject or whatever, so I'll go ahead and reel that back in, and you have some super stuff here if you want to, Tom.
Well, no, and I don't want to take any, that's the thing. I just don't want to sit here and dwell on it too much, because I don't want people to think we're trying to milk it for any kind of clicks or anything like that.
No,
stuff
I think
like that.
in memoriam is a little different, I think.
I know, and yeah, the last part wasn't so bad, so that's fine. That earlier part, I just, I didn't really want to talk about a lot of that stuff anyway to begin with. And I think we were all caught up on the super chats.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I think we are all caught up.
Alrighty.
If I missed any, please let me know in the chat. But I think I got them all. So yeah, other than that, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. As I said in other streams and in the chat earlier, just leave Black Panther alone. Don't even mess with it. There's no reason to. They told a good enough story in that first movie.
Yes.
And he's had his role in the films. They don't need to continue on. The MCU's on its last leg anyway. Just let him rest. And then years from now, maybe revisit it. But yeah. And I know you don't, Dr. Coffin Nails, and some people don't, but I don't want certain individuals and other people who like to give us, reason to think such things to go off running off.
Well, and I think anybody with a semblance of a brain in their head understands that there is a difference.
Well, that's the thing. I'm talking about the people who don't.
Peanut gallery. Gotcha.
Lorena, I think you had our next topic.
I do. I have our next topic. So let me bring it up here. This is going to be quite fun.
Okay, here's the good stuff, folks.
Yes, let's get to the deliciousness.
And on that note, I am going to cue the music.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
That played back for anybody else twice?
No.
That was weird.
So, Daisy Ridley reveals work offers were scarce after Star Wars sequel trilogy concluded. So let's see what this is about. In a recent interview, Daisy Ridley revealed that she had trouble finding acting work after the Star Wars sequel trilogy concluded. Ridley discussed the absence of work offers presented to her during a recent interview with Entertainment Weekly. The interview focused primarily on her role in the upcoming video game 12 Minutes. During the interview, Ridley recalled how she felt a sense of panic after Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker because nothing was coming through in the months after its release.
Who's going to buy that video game? If I'm going to buy a video game, it better last more than 12 fucking minutes.
Oh my gosh. So she continues. When the film was released, I was like, oh my God, it's such a huge chapter, Ridley told Entertainment Weekly. She proceeded to describe her current career status as recovering from the past few months of not having much, but explains that while obviously now it's really nice to be working, her lack of work allowed her to process the last 5 years. So I just want to interject something in here really quick. I used to live in Los Angeles around a bunch of actresses, and you are not guaranteed the next job.
Oh, no. And that's life in general, though.
Exactly.
I mean, if you want to insert the word privilege in anything, this is it right here.
There are people who they'll get one job and they might not get anything for the next 6 months, 8 months, 12 months. That's why a lot of them wait tables. And it sounds like here to her, it sounds like this is some kind of weird thing that should happen. But it's just like, no, you're in an industry where more often than not, actors aren't working on a regular basis.
Well, I think that's part of it, though, is that she went into this an unknown, right? They pulled her out of nowhere, and she had to have had this expectation of grandeur when this was all over. And I really don't know.
This delusion of grandeur.
It is a delusion, and you got your agent saying you're going to be great.
Did you just make up a word or a phrase there? Expectation of grandeur. I like that.
No, those are all words.
That's like every kid nowadays. They have this expectation of grandeur.
My first job, I'm going to be great. I'm going
to back out of this, but I just got to remind everybody. Look how she's sitting here complaining and bitching and pissing and moaning. Ask Jake Lloyd, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher how it was after they were done with Star Wars.
Exactly. And Carrie Fisher, do you know what she's more famously known for in Hollywood? Just asking you guys. No,
she's a script doctor and a writer.
Yes, a script doctor.
She rebuilt herself. Like nobody really wanted to hire her afterwards. She had to kind of reinvent herself in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, so did Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill went from this iconic role of Luke Skywalker, and then proceeded to move on to voice acting, which is not a glamorous role at all, right? Your face is never associated with these voices that you do, but he's voiced some of the most iconic characters that you can think of, and he's all over the freaking place. He's everywhere from Studio Ghibli redubs that Disney's released, then to like the it's freaking oh god, the name of the one, Castle in the Sky. There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
He's in that. He's the Joker. He's the Fire Lord in Avatar. He is literally all over the place in just countless things. But there's nothing grand, or there's no grandeur associated with what it was that he did, right? But Daisy came into this expecting the world to bow to her whim. And my sweetheart, you should have had a conversation with the kids who worked on Harry Potter, because the only one that walked out of that got the whole shit ton of work that had any real grandeur afterwards was freaking Emma Watson.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's it. That's it. The only reason she did, because she turned out to be a hottie, and so she managed to get Belle, which is, while some people love that remake, a lot of people really don't. But she got some work, and so but that mainly had to do, I think, with the sort of sex appeal that came with her, whereas Daisy Ridley's just not hot, nor is she a very good actress.
No, she's not. And on top of that, she fed into this Disney Lucasfilm rhetoric of, calling guys racist for saying guys are, anybody that are sexist, because they called him her a Mary Sue. And so when you start putting that negative connotation out there, and I'm just coming with karma in general, just from, learning, this is virtues, this is life, but also through yoga. So karma is energy that you put out, it returns to you. So it doesn't matter how good or bad, if you put that energy out, just like we've seen with Chadwick, he put that magnificent, selfless energy out. And look at what even though we lost him, he left a legacy. She's doing the opposite. She put out that negative karma out, and it's responding back to her. She needs to humble herself. She needs to get into these small indie films to work her way up and really make a name for herself.
Yeah, you really don't become beloved by being a source of discourse and dysfunction in fandoms. That's not how you become a beloved, iconic person, right?
Absolutely.
And look, I agree completely with Allura here, and you can call it by any name that you want, because this is a universal concept, right? You want to put garbage out into the world, you're going to get garbage back, and whether it's because you're a Christian and you believe in the golden rule, do unto others, right?
You reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow, all of that jazz. Yeah, I'm sorry, but most people aren't sitting there clamoring for your autograph, Daisy Ridley, because you've been kind of an asshat.
And the other thing, just the practical thing, it's all about who you know. And she may have said the wrong thing in the wrong way to the wrong person. They're just like, you know what, that Daisy Ridley, no, I don't think you should consider it.
And she's acting like she didn't have work. And that's the most infuriating part about this, is because, Sugar, you just ran down a list of shit you did.
Yes.
You had work.
I'm going to say, what's the problem? I don't get the problem. I know people who were actors who, like, I got one role, I haven't had
Mark
a role
Hamill
in
did
6
Corvette
months,
Summer. That's it.
And the night the lights went out,
MacGyver
and that too.
Stuff later. Yeah, later. But but when did that one come out?
I want to say maybe 2 years. I forget the exact.
Okay, was that like a TV movie, or was that a theatrical?
Oh, that was a theatrical movie.
Really? I don't think I've ever seen that one though. I didn't even know he was kind of in there. I mean, that's the thing. Mark Hamill didn't work for shit afterwards. Eventually he got into more movies and stuff. He had like a little resurgence in the late 90s to early to midnight, late 80s to early to mid 90s, if I could fucking talk. But outside of that, like you guys said, he only did real voice work. Carrie, she got into writing, reinvented herself after the drugs and all that kind of shit.
Harrison Ford's the only one that walked away from that with a freaking career.
Well, and if you argue, he probably only did because he did Indiana Jones as well, but he probably would have it took him a while to get out of the stigma of both of those roles too, in a way, and
that was kind of the crazy part about it, was that Mark Hamill could have been just as
I thought I said Guyver. Sorry, Dr. Coffin Nails, if I didn't.
Mark Hamill could have been just as bitter, as it were, as Daisy Ridley appears to be here, right? Because circumstances were quite a bit worse for him. But instead, he loved what he did so much. He never spoke a ill word about it.
I didn't hear any ill will by
not
any
at
of
all.
the actors about it.
Because he loved it. Well, Harrison Ford ran his mouth about it.
Yeah, he did.
But Harrison Ford was the only one that had a damn career when it was over, which is kind of
he could talk shit later because he had a
career. He did.
but even with all of his
I was in the movies.
Even with all his reasons to bitch, moan, and complain, as it were, after Star Wars, no, Mark Hamill dived right into that. He did those meet and greets. He did those panels. He did those. Like, he did everything that he could do to remain as immersed in this community as humanly possible. And he sure as hell never bitched about it. Daisy Ridley, honey, you got work. You expected to be the name on everybody's lips and to be, well, first of all, you probably ought to get a little better at acting first before you expect to be. I don't know why they chose you.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm tripping out. Somebody put in the chat that Mark Hamill voice skips on the regular show.
Oh yeah, he probably does a lot of shit you didn't realize.
Oh man!
Go look up his voice work. He's got a plethora of shit. Like that's the thing. I mean, and like,
I love the regular show.
Mark Hamill was such a down-to-earth guy that he would just take voicing roles, right? Like he would just take voicing roles, no glamour, no glory, none of that stuff to it. He just did it for the love of doing it, right? And if it helped to pay the bills.
Okay.
Mark Hamill's just a genuinely authentic, real person who just loves to do what he does and is happy he gets to do it, right? I'm sorry, Daisy, really, you sound like a complete bitch.
She does. Ungrateful. Just instead of, I'm glad that I had this experience of Star Wars, and I'm glad that I had a job that came along later on and just moved on from that. Not,
I love this though. The past few months of not having much. Nobody's having anything, you idiot.
Yeah, I was
what's going on?
Gee, I'll give you fucking 3 guesses. You only need one. Come on, I mean,
interesting though, the entitlement that comes along with something like this. You have people who can't afford to feed their children right now. Maybe you're considering getting rid of your second flat. Like you're flat. London, right? Like, the posh British people.
Yes.
maybe you're gonna have to do a little rethinking about purchasing home.
I'm gonna bring this up. This is a good. What you guys think? Maybe she's vying for her own Disney Plus series as Rey. I mean, it's an interesting concept.
Oh no, she wasn't going back. She said she
know. Did she say that?
She might have said it then, but the right person could change.
Yeah, money.
Well, it's she's the thing. No, I know that I've seen this. Let me see if I can find an article for
You're probably right. I think I remember now saying something like she said she's done with it or whatever. Yeah. Jane Theory says we got to have you on soon, Jane. Truth be told, Naomi Ackie should have had Ridley's role. She did better job in that trash. Yeah, no shit. Anybody probably. Well, here's the thing. Okay, I want to be fair. I don't blame Daisy for anything in the Star Wars films. It's not her fault. That's the writers, the directors, their choices that were made, and Kathleen Kennedy's fault. Nothing Daisy did was anything wrong. Same thing goes for what's her face who played Rose Tico, Kelly Marie Tran.
So yeah, she did an article with Variety. I'm looking at it here where she basically said she knows that she's lucky or whatever to be doing it, but she just doesn't have any interest in doing it anymore, right? But it's really interesting while she's sitting here talking about how she doesn't want to continue to do this and then complains about not having any work. Like, I'm too good for your stuff now, but also I'm a starving actor. Someone feed me.
Can't have it both ways, honey.
No, honey. It's the cycle of acting, boom and bust.
And how old is she? What, 21, 22, 3, somewhere in there?
A little older than that.
Is she? Is she like 26, maybe 27?
I thought she was like 24, 25.
Okay, well I was around that, right? Okay.
Hold on, let me double check that. Oh no, you're right. She's 28. All right.
Oh wow, she's a little older than I thought. Okay, well, and that's the thing, like you guys just pointed out, she just got started. Star Wars was her first huge role.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what she expects other than she's in this like fucking participation generation bullshit where, you know, like she's just expecting shit to just come rolling in, and I don't understand where she's getting off on that part. And then also that, beyond that, she's gotten plenty of work. She's got lots of shit coming up. I mean, I don't understand.
Well, that's just it though, is that it's work. This is work, but she feels too good for it, I think. Right. And so look, do you have any, and this is actually one of the big frustrations that I feel when it comes to these sort of, I don't know that you could even call her a Hollywood elite, because she really feels like a one-hit wonder, even though she wasn't a one-hit wonder. Like it's this entitlement as though they deserved something better, as though the world owes them this grandeur, right? But there are people, Daisy Ridley, I promise you this is something I can say with all of the confidence in the entire world. There are unknowns out there who are light years more talented than you, who the world would be blessed and in awe of, to be graced by that kind of brilliance on screen, that should have gotten your role, but you got it because you happened to get it, and now you're sitting here complaining when they would give anything for the opportunities that had been placed in front of you, because you got freaking lucky and they didn't. You like this entitled nonsense. I would give anything to be able to go back, 15 years in my life and get an opportunity like the ones that have been laid before her, that are her second best, that are her demeaning choices, the things that make her less, right?
Absolutely.
And as would, I think, anybody who ever had any inclination to try to do any measure of acting or anything like that, right? Anybody who ever went up on a stage entertained thoughts and moments where they said to themselves, you know what, maybe I could be a voice actor. Maybe I could go voice a character in a video game and have that opportunity. They would never snub their nose at that, but you're just so special, aren't you?
There's people who have to pay rent, they have to pay mortgages, they have to put food on the table. So no acting job is a bad job. They're just like, I'm glad to get what I get. But I think because of I guess I'll say what Star Wars has become, because back when it was like episodes 4, 5, and 6, Star Wars wasn't the big juggernaut that it turned out to be later on. And I guess she probably thought, hey, I'm in Star Wars, the money train is going to keep going. And it's just like, honey, that's not guaranteed.
Yeah, and the thing is, there goes my earring. The thing is that when she was hired and when she got the role, she was never a Star Wars fan, and that's not a qualification and stuff. But the thing is that to me, it just shares that, oh well, I know it by name. And George made such a big hit out of the franchise with the movies and everything else that, again, she's seen it as her ticket into Hollywood. And, sure enough, if it panned out right and everything turned out right for her, maybe she would be getting more offers. But again, we are, in the C-19 kind of environment right now where everything's shut down. Of course, she's not getting anything right now. Of course, she's like in limbo right now. We all are.
Well, I wonder if it ever even occurred to her to ask herself, the hard questions like, do I need to step up my game? Maybe I should try harder. Maybe I should work harder. You know what Chadwick Boseman would have told her? Go out and get in the gym and work harder. That's what he would have said.
Yeah,
he would have told her,
do a couple acting workshops, go back to the stage. There's plenty of movie actors when a role was done, they went back and did stage work.
Yeah.
Get into Broadway. Standing away. If you love this, work harder at it, get better at it, improve yourself, do better, right? I wonder if she's ever stopped to ask herself those questions about what it is that she has the power over to do better on, right? It's like, I really don't think that she did that. I think that she whined and moaned and complained about not having the kind of work that she wanted to have, the glamorous work that she wanted to have. She never took a step back and asked herself.
Oh, poor baby. It made her a millionaire.
She never took a step back to ask herself if after something like a Star Wars trilogy, you're not getting offers, if there's not a damn good reason why. maybe you just weren't that good.
Well, she knows the reason why, and here she's claiming it on The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker and Star Wars. It's all Star Wars' fault. It's the Star Wars. It's all the Star Wars.
It's probably our fault, guys. Actually,
Yeah.
It is. We're gonna get the blame again.
Blame us toxic fans, right?
Yeah.
So to move on through the article, so she continues to be forced to slow down. Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, okay. To be forced to slow down, it was good mentally for me because Star Wars was a big thing in my life, explained Ridley. I was like, oh, no one wants to employ me. Really?
Oh,
Poor baby. Here's a violin. Here's some wine. Here's some cheese. Ridley then described how weirdly at the beginning of the year nothing was coming through and noted that there were actually loads of things that I auditioned for at the beginning of the year and didn't get any of them. Well, honey, that happens for a lot of actresses. You're not any different.
Oh, thanks.
You're not any different.
The beginning of the year. What happened?
I was just
at the
about
beginning
to
of the
say
year?
that. Yeah,
Mary, please enlighten us. What happened?
Everybody fucking died.
Yes.
Like, I'm just saying, at the beginning of the year, that was literally when this entire pandemic started and everything slowed down for everyone. And so while you're sitting there worried about not getting the kind of work that you wanted, there are nurses and doctors and essential workers who are having to pull double, triple duty in order to be able to handle the crisis. And on the contrast, people who have literally no work at all, people who have the worst version of your predicament imaginable, and you're complaining. Wow.
Exactly. Exactly. Just total obliviousness to what's going on. It's like it's all about me, and I'm not thinking about the world around me. Oh goodness. So she says, however, after Ridley had that moment of oh my God, and then just thought everything in its right time, the actress claims that things started picking up. So since the conclusion of Star Wars, Ridley has only appeared on a few projects. One as a guest judge on RuPaul's Drag Race. Another co-starred in the upcoming science fiction film Chaos Walking. Haven't heard of that. Finally, she provided narration for the IMAX documentary Asteroid Hunters. Haven't heard of that one either. Have you guys?
No.
No, it sounds like my doctor's name. Oh wait, that's hemorrhoid.
Oh, I was gonna say, are we talking about Hexagon again?
Oh God.
So in regards to her upcoming projects, aside from starring opposite of X-Men and Split star James McAvoy in 12 Minutes, Ridley will also lend her voice to an Oculus exclusive animated interactive film Baba Yaga and an original Audible series titled Islanders. I don't know anything about those.
Oh no.
Oh, no. Despite her lack of concrete. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mary.
Sorry. No, I was just curious because I was sitting there looking at it and I was trying to sort out. Is that her sitting there next to freaking what's his face? You know, Spider-Man. Why can't I put his?
I know who you're talking about.
Spider-Man.
Tom Holland. Who was
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Is
it?
I
Is that
don't-
Tom Holland?
I don't know.
That is totally Tom Holland.
It is.
Am I right?
He's Spider Boy Man.
Spider Boy Man.
Spider Boy Man.
Yeah.
Wow, Mr. Start.
Is that?
Yeah.
You in something with Tom Holland?
Yeah.
If that's her, she has the same expressions from the Star Wars movie.
Yeah, it didn't change. She does not have a lot of range there. She really doesn't. Oh my
Sometimes I frown and sometimes I lift the corners of my lips. Generally speaking, my eyes never move from being a squint.
Permanent constipated look. I don't know.
I can do it this time,
It sounds like the Exicol is what you take for that problem.
Mm-hmm.
When you can't have a bowel movement, take Exegol.
Daisy Ridley was in clear need of some
Listen to Papa Palpatine.
Do it. Susie, continue on here. Despite her lack of concrete work, offers were still being made to Ridley. As she stated, there have been awesome things, and obviously, no one knows where they're going to go. At the conclusion of the interview, Ridley teased, "There's one thing I'm going to do that's super effing dark." Okay. I was like, do we need something this dark? But
You need anything you can get right now, bitch.
You need something that pays the bills, baby. Oh, but it's also really interesting and about memory, and everything's a bit fragmented. I definitely feel like what I want to watch and I guess be part of is something with some joy. That's what people need.
Nah, you want to be a part of something that pays your fucking rent. That's what you want. Why are you being so picky? I can't get a job, but I won't do that.
All I know is she better take some acting lessons from.
For work, but I won't do that.
Oh no, I won't do that. Anyway, she should take some acting lessons from Tom Holland while she's at it, though. I'll tell you that.
Should, man. He's great. I love him.
Like half her age too.
Yeah, he is. He's adorable. Oh, he's so
She's
cute.
robbing the cradle in that movie. What the fuck is that? Is she in that new? So is she in the new Uncharted movie, or what was that from?
I don't know. I don't care if Daisy Ridley's in it.
I won't watch that.
Like, I'm even sitting here questioning it. Like, I love Tom Holland. If it has Tom Holland in it, I want to watch it. But if it has her in it, I'm kind of like, well, that's gonna be a big drag.
Like, she does nothing for me.
I just don't understand if she has any idea how she sounds, right? Like, oh, I need work, but I won't do that because it's so dark. Like, look, lady, you need to figure out exactly what position you take on this, because if you're a starving artist, then, you know, I don't know.
Beggars don't choose, basically.
Exactly. I know some actors who they are hustling. If they're not working, they're, you know, waiting tables. They're doing whatever they have to do to pay the bills.
Oh, yeah.
We do have a couple super chats we should probably get to first here. Let's do that first. Where did we leave off here? Steven Seagal, I think, is the last one we had. Or that's the one where you got to start anyway.
All right. I guess I'll take that since I'm talking. Fat Steven Seagal beat up Alex Kurtzman, Canadian $2. Thank you so much for being here with us. Tom has a women's soccer team hostage in a basement.
I use the term hostage loosely. Hostage is not the term I use.
That's actually where we're filming from, guys. Some help.
Shut up. You got air.
They're extended guests.
Yes.
House
I might let them go if they don't tell anybody.
Send help and Oreos, please.
I gave you Oreos.
And some coffee.
That doesn't count if you lick all the cream out of the center before you give them to me, Tom.
You didn't specify.
Jesus.
You weren't clear up front. I can't help
Not an Oreo. That's
Jesus
and he's just
Christ,
giving it just dry, just Oreo, just the Oreo cookie part. No milk or nothing. We need help here.
It's just a moist chocolate cracker. That's all it is when you do that, Tom. It's just a moist, saliva-ridden chocolate cracker. Yeah. And I don't want it.
Jesus Christ, Fenton.
Jesus Christ. Fenton.
All right. Albatross Flight is next.
Albatross Flight for $5 says her accent was cool. She can definitely be a voice actress. No, no offense, Albatross Flight, but just because someone happens to have a different accent than you does not mean that they understand what it means to emote vocally. When you emote vocally, you learn to use inflection in proper ways. When you are speaking, that might imply different kinds of emotions that you are experiencing at any given moment. What I just did was a small example of what it looks and sounds, or what it sounds like when a person voice acts. Daisy Ridley doesn't know what that means. She has no idea what it means to emote using her voice. She happens to have a posh accent, and so when she speaks, you believe that because she sounds like she's from a different place, it's exotic. But very quickly, if you listen for any extended period of time, you will begin to understand that it's completely monotone, and she never goes up, down, or in any different direction.
What he said.
Yeah. Zero range.
No range in her voice.
Mm-mm.
It just happens to sound a little different. She doesn't move up or down. Daisy Ridley has no ability to inflect.
No.
Or to emote or to use inflection.
That's
Any of
right.
it would be required. She's
This
not.
is my most versatile video ever. It works for everything.
Love it.
He's like, you're right. She's right.
Right. That's a breakthrough. We have a breakthrough. Damn it.
Oh, better than a bowel movement.
Mhm.
What?
Oh.
Take Exegol if you
Yeah.
can't go. Oh, Matt G sent in $2.
Okay, Matt G for $2. Thank you. Shatner is the master of dealing with an iconic role. Yes, he is.
Mhm.
Did someone say Shatner?
We did.
No.
Well, hello.
Here we go.
Haven't you got any goddamn feelings about that?
All right. I'll let it go for now. Cullix 81 is next. Mary?
Okay, Australian
Or Mary gets the
$2.
last one.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll get it. Cast Daisy as the lead in Brie Larson bio.
I think that'd break people's brains.
God,
People.
they've got the same amount of range, like a teaspoon.
Pretty
So-
much.
Well, look
Isn't
at
that
image, it's like,
typecasting?
people.
They have the range of a teaspoon, both of them. So it would totally, except Daisy Ridley.
That's
can't do it-
typecasting, though.
Yeah, but Daisy Ridley can't do an American accent.
Ray Skywalker.
Ron
Walker.
Skywalker.
Terminus for $2 says Daisy's no one-hit wonder. She's a three
Shit wonder.
shit
Shit wonder.
wonder. Ah, I see what you're
You see, and it looks like a TIE fighter in there too. I'm just getting nerdy on that. So yeah.
I was trying to read between the lines, but I couldn't figure out what
And
dash.
I know. I couldn't. Like, what the heck is that?
And ladies and gentlemen, President Abu Nas is in the house.
Hey, Abu Nas speaking to El Presidente. Abu Nas for $5. Thank you. He says, for all these lovely, beautiful ladies on the panel, every time you guys go live, it's always epic. Hugs and kisses to you toxic females.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The toxicity is electricity.
I just want to send a giant out to Abu.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for showing up, Abu Nas. We appreciate that. Tim Tringle Jr. is next.
At $4.99. Thank you so much. Are we sure Daisy's real name isn't Karen?
It might be.
You're gonna piss off all the Karens out
I
there.
wouldn't be surprised.
2020 gave birth to a lot of Karens, a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
It did. Now, one for $5 says Sam Jackson auditioned for Pulp Fiction. Did Ezekiel 25:17 in the audition. He was so good they put it in the film film time to get good. They put
Wow.
it in the film time to get I'm so sorry. I don't know how to read that. I know what you're talking about. I know Pulp Fiction. I know the
Ezekiel 17. The path of the righteous man.
No, I know what it is. But
I
it's
know.
that last
I
part.
think he's saying that they put it in the movie after he did that for his audition.
Okay. Yeah.
I think
okay.
that's what
Totally
it
buy
is.
that. I totally buy
Yeah.
that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was
Raging Rhino sends in Australian $7.99.
Raging Rhino for $7.99 Australian. Thank you. Linda Hamilton didn't get much work after T2. Shut up, Daisy. You have nothing to offer. They don't want a plank of wood. Hail, guys, by the way.
I don't know how much of
Rhino.
that is. Here's the thing with Linda is I think a lot of her choice was like she didn't want to act. I don't think.
Linda.
'Cause I think she got offered shit all the time, and she popped up and stuff from time to time. But didn't she just like kind of retire, kind of thing?
She was in Children of the Corn, wasn't she?
Was
Oh
she?
yeah, she did several
Yeah.
things between, and I think
Oh.
she did a couple things after, but not much. I want to say she like kind of just like retired after, because like her and James Cameron got divorced not too long after
Mhm.
that.
That was
And
Yeah.
don't they have
nasty.
kids together?
I think. they
I was gonna
do.
say, because didn't she like just concentrate on raising her kids, or maybe she got remarried and had kids? I don't know, but
I
like
know,
I just kind of remember she just kind of. I'm sure she made a truckload off of Terminator 2.
I just
Oh,
remember
yeah.
her saying how much James Cameron was an a-hole when they were married. That's what I remember her saying.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I guarantee you at the time they didn't know that the movie Terminator 2 was going to make that much, and it cost so much that most of the actors probably worked on points. So they probably did pretty well on the back end. I'm willing to bet. Because I think even Arnie's talked about he's made quite a bit of money off that movie. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sorry. I just got distracted horribly. Girls, when you get girls, when you get later tonight, when you get a chance, you need to look at what I just put in the group chat. This is you, Laura.
All right. So Matthew Sturgis, $24.99. Thank you so much. Daisy merely a mini boss that Mary and Gina Carano will steamroll on their way to defeat the terrible Kathleen Kitty. Blah, I just ruined that one. They will need to summon the fallen Chadwick Boseman to finally defeat KK. His purity burns her. Oh, kind of like holy water. Ah!
Yeah, I love that. I don't think I would need Gina Carano to take out Daisy.
I love this, but I don't know if we could ever use this, guys. Anyway, finish this first. Sorry.
I don't think I would need Gina Carano. Look, I would probably need Gina Carano for Kathleen Kennedy, not because she's buff or anything, but because she's just that, entrenched or whatever. But clearly nobody wants to fucking hire Daisy Ridley, so she's not a big threat. I think I could take her on my own, guys.
Nobody wants that.
What is that?
I didn't mean to completely derail here. I did not. Cat's caught cheating.
I don't know. I can't figure out a use for this. I got to figure out a use for this. The black cat, that looks just like my asshole cat.
Oh, it looks like one of mine.
Oh, shit. Honey, how you doing?
You're here.
When did you get here?
Those two look just like mine. The two in front.
No.
Just like the ones I have. It's like,
I cannot think of a use for this, though.
It's like, babe, wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Yes, the song, but you caught me on the counter.
I know, but it's not the same.
Then overlay Jerry.
Okay, now I got to get caught back up here. Where were we? Last one was okay, here we go. Fat Steven Seagal's the next one.
Okay.
Why do Mary's lips never, for Canadian $2? Thank you, Fat Steven Seagal. Why do Mary's lips never move? Is she okay? So I'm gonna try.
She's a Hanna-Barbera cartoon that got broke.
There's something wrong with my webcam. It's been going on all week. It's why I haven't had any videos out because I can't record anything right now. I'm gonna try to update some drivers tonight and see if I can get the problem fixed. But that's why I am so stationary right now, guys. And I do apologize. I'm hoping to have it done before tomorrow night's G&G premium stream. So. Yeah, hang tight with me, guys. Just bear with me. I'm sorry.
And Jeffrey Turner, aka Mega Jetty, won for $2. Thank you. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Guess that's from our Oreo discussion.
Now I want a cookie.
Double stuffed Oreo rocks.
No, because he just keeps giving them to me after he's licked all the cream out.
Just be glad I don't put toothpaste in him or something.
Ew.
What the hell?
You did do that. You threw it at me and told me to take care of my gingivitis.
No, but haven't you ever heard of doing that? Like the old trick is you go in and you lick out all the cream and then you put toothpaste in for the next person.
Oh, Lord.
And you watch him eat one, and you're just like, oh, the bug! Turner's Death, send in $2. Daisy is so robotic. She needs an emote control.
Oh,
emote control.
Marty with I don't know who was last. Who was last? It was Laura. Okay. Marty with Canadian $10 says, I would like Bill Gates a lot more if he made a vaccine for narcissistic personality disorder and distributed it in Hollywood. How come these elites can't seem to make anything useful? Because they don't know what real life is. That's why. Because they don't understand what real life is. That's one of, and I know that we keep kind of veering it back towards this, but that was one of the things about Chadwick Boseman, because he lived in the real world until he was freaking 36 years old. And so, yeah, that's just why, because they don't understand what the real world is. They get sucked into this stuff in their late teens, early 20s, and they don't have a grasp on what it means to have a real job and do real work.
Yeah.
There's that.
So Matt G at $2. Thank you so much for being here with us. Christopher Lee was only 80 in Star Wars. It's rough. Laugh out loud.
I think there's a joke there somewhere.
Yeah.
Goddess of Whims 2003 sends us $5. to be a voice actor, you still have to be able to act. That's what Mary was saying. Absolutely. 110%. And then Michael
And in
Smith's
fact,
next.
more so, if I make commentary on that, voice actors actually have to be able to act more so than your regular people who just act, because there's something very important and a distinction need to be made. When you are voice acting, you have to sell it with only your voice. You have to inflect and emote in ways that are above and beyond when you're able to use your face, because you have to extend that emotion through just your voice.
You're right. 110%. Because if the Little Mermaid was just like, look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Don't you think my collection's complete? What do you think of a girl who has everything?
Yeah, that sounds like Brie Larson.
I got gizmos and gadgets aplenty. I got who's it's and what's it's galore.
Yeah.
You want thingamabobs?
I got 20.
I got 20.
When you have a voice
But
actor,
who cares?
parts though, when you listen to something like Jodie Benson do the part of Ariel, she has to convey not just a pretty voice in that moment. She needs to convey awe and wonder. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Like, you have to literally hear the awe and wonder in her voice in that moment. Voice actors have it way harder than regular actors, guys. It's not simple or easy. All that emotion plus pretty singing. It's 10 times harder. Tom is now
Kitty's doing. Oh, I wish I had the camera on. Kitty's like reaching up to me as I'm reaching up. It was so perfect.
Oh, there was like a moment going
like,
on back there.
Feed me supper, Dad.
Feed me. I'll love you before you feed me. Once you feed me, then I'll be an ass.
That's exactly it. You figured it out. Then he goes and cheats on other cats.
All
Michael,
right.
did we get Michael Smith's super chat here? I think is the last one, and then we can move on to this story.
Okay. So whoever wants to take it.
I can take it. If not, Midnight's Edge. Have you heard that Disney are trying to promote Galaxy's Edge through The Sims? I didn't want it.
Yeah.
I heard that. I heard like it's free.
Yeah.
It's free too, isn't it? That's like the whole thing. Like he says, I didn't want it. Like they can't even give it away.
No, I thought it was an expansion pack for like
it may have been,
$20 or something. But
oh God, I hope
that's $20 too much.
They're trying to make money back on the park.
Yeah, because it's basically a broke ass strip mall with a rundown bar.
Shit.
Kind of like
That is
Tatooine.
funny.
No.
That is too funny.
Lick her up for this last part here.
You
Okay. Lick her up then.
Lick her.
Yeah, lick it.
Wow. Okay, Tom.
All right, you guys. So, this is very interesting. If you're paying attention this morning on Twitter and other social medias, you will find out that people are accusing Adele of cultural appropriation. And it has to do with how she dressed, what she was celebrating, and misunderstanding what she was celebrating, and how she fixed her hair. So I'm going to start with this. Okay. So I do speak on a cultural appropriation when it comes to art. When you come into art and you come into dance and all that, and you share the culture of dancing and you pass it on to people, there's no appropriation. It's art is basically something that is shared, commune, and trade. It spreads out to the whole world. So there's something that's similar with every culture, because somewhere along the line it originated somewhere. And that's even with hairstyle. We all have hair. And as women and even as men, depending on your culture, you probably fixed it the same way as maybe another culture did without even knowing. And it's not a cultural appropriation.
No,
all right.
absolutely not.
All right. So and I was telling Mary earlier, I was like, yeah, so if you braid your hair or two braids on the side, are you appropriating my culture as a native? No, you're not, because, we know the Dutch and Danish wore their hair like that. It's just common stuff. So stars.
You know who culturally appropriated over there?
What that?
Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz.
There we go.
Little cultural appropriator. Throw out The Wizard of Oz, people. No more braids.
Oh my gosh.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
And that's how we feel. It feels like we're over the rainbow somewhere, like, I don't know, in some weird dimension.
Clown world.
There we go. So stars do defend Adele against cultural appropriation, claiming after singer shares a photo in Bantu knots. And so this is exactly what she looks like. Let me go ahead and bring that out here. And look how amazing she looks. She had a lot of effort and determination to lose weight and take care of herself.
Can I just say that that Jamaican bikini that she's wearing, that's like standard.
She's Jamaican me hard.
So many people have that like on in Jamaica. It's like you're not gonna pretty much get busted for wearing a Jamaican bikini because Jamaicans love to see the Jamaican flag on freaking everything, including people.
Well, I never mind.
Did you hear what I said?
What?
Yes, I tried it.
Okay.
We did.
Okay.
And never mind all the hard work and effort that this. Like, you guys remember Adele used to be pretty heavy set.
Yeah.
Rather than celebrating this woman's weight loss and the effort and energy she's put into getting herself fit and into shape and being a healthier human being, let's slam on her for doing an appreciation. Literally, that's what this is for, right? This was in celebration of a very specific event.
Yes, Notting Hill Carnival.
Yes, and we're gonna get to that right now. And so high-profile Black figures, including Naomi Campbell and MP David Lammy, have defended Adele over claims of cultural appropriation. And this is what we're seeing a lot. And again, I do speak on that when it comes to arts, and that's including dancing and sharing and how arts evolve. And following the backlash for an image she posted on social media. And so that was that image right there. And she, the Tottenham-born singer, and keep that in mind, Tottenham, okay, attracted criticism for some fans after sharing the photo on Instagram showing her in her Jamaican flag bikini top with her hair in Bantu braids. Alongside the image, which was taken in the singer's Beverly Hills garden, she wrote, "Happy wet would be Notting Hill Carnival, my beloved London GBMJ." So basically back home, they celebrate this culture. And she was raised among the Nottingham Carnival.
Absolutely. And that's the key point here, is that she was raised in this culture, guys. This is something that she knows intimately. And hi, baby. She knows this culture intimately because she was raised in it. And people who have nothing to do with this culture, absolutely no knowledge of it, don't even understand the festival that she's taking a part. And this isn't her first time taking a part in this. Okay, this is her own fucking town.
Yeah.
Okay? This is her own fucking town. And people have no idea what this is or what they're talking about. Feel so confident, so assured of their moral superiority that they get to slam this woman who is literally from this culture as though she's done something wrong here. I'm sorry, it pisses me off.
It's sheer ignorance. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
It's pure sheer ignorance, and I'm going to tell you, Black Americans hating on this, you're freaking wrong. Okay, because over there, especially the Tottenham area, there are a lot of Jamaican immigrants, first generation born. It's all in the culture. All of them are there. It is not. It's nothing to think of to be immersed in the Jamaican culture. And when there's festivals and carnivals, everybody is out there together. Everybody's partying. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's dressed up. Nobody's yelling cultural appropriation. If you were not dressed for the festival, people think there's something wrong with you.
Yeah,
you know,
that's this line here between. Look, let's give them the cultural appropriation argument just for the sake of this conversation, right? Let's give them that is in some way legitimate, even though I do not believe in cultural appropriation unless you legitimately stole it without and like everybody in that culture all completely decided you're not allowed to do this, right? Which doesn't happen, right? Because you're not going to get a consensus like that.
Right.
Let's say that cultural appropriation is a valid argument and that you can make it and blah, 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 blah. There is a difference between cultural appropriation and cultural appreciation, which is what is taking place here. She is absolutely appreciating this. This was not easy to do. This took time, and this took real love, passion, and zeal on her part to do that. That looks fucking painful. I'm sorry, that looks fucking painful.
Which one? Those Bantu knots?
Her freaking butt. Yes.
Can I get canceled again?
Sure, why not?
Check this out. Yo, Jamaica, you know we can't believe Adele's in a sexy bikini.
He's been thinking about this whole time. He's like, I gotta share.
That is a very intricate hairstyle that takes quite a time to do. And yes, it probably hurts initially because they have to be tight in order to set. but it loosens up a little bit after like a day or two.
God,
Yeah.
What's that? What's that caffeinated wolf? You want me to do it again? Okay.
No!
No.
Right.
Let's get on with this. All right. So
Fuck.
all right. So, and my take on this is that, you probably have heard, like Native Americans saying we don't like the headdress and stuff. Well, that is more of an honorary, like other people wearing it, like other cultures and stuff, because that's an honorary thing that's earned through leadership, ceremony, and all that. So there's a difference between a sacred cultural items being appropriated and a culture with their items and how they dress up in costumes and stuff to celebrate and appreciating. There's a huge difference between the two. And, she's appreciating, she grew up in this. And this is what David Lammy says, poppycock, the humbug totally misses the spirit of Notting Hill Carnival and the tradition of dress up or masquerade. Adele was born and raised in Tottenham. She gets it more than most. Thank you, Adele. Forget the haters.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a reasonable recognition to be made here, right? Is that she understands what it is that she's engaging in here. She genuinely understands it. And I think there was a comment made later on. She probably eats jerk chicken every few nights at her house, right? Like, this is her culture. This is something that she was steeped in as a child. This is her home turf, right? But these people came in with this moral superiority, and they decided that because they themselves have more pigment to their skin, more melanin, that they must be right because she's white and they're black, right? And it wasn't just white people, of course. It wasn't just black people who said this stuff. It was white people jumped on the board too because got a white knight. And never mind that they didn't understand the situation. They didn't understand the parameters with which we were working in here. Never mind that you're not even fucking Jamaican, you asshat, right? Never mind any of that. You don't know any of the conditions or circumstances which led to this moment, but you had to shove your fucking opinion out there. You had to stick your asshole out there just like you always do, because you just know everything, don't you? Never
That's
mind
because they like to bleach it in the sun.
measure. Ew. Never mind getting.
Oh Lord.
Okay. I got a question. Was this festival thing?
Yeah.
Was it down by the beach, boy?
No, but it was like a road.
That's from Half Baked before somebody fucking shoots me.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes.
I wanted to touch on something that you said about the feathers that they have. So that is actually part of the carnival costumes.
Yeah.
That are worn. So it's usually some are elaborate, some are not so elaborate, but usually you have some kind of costume that's like that with feathers and sequins attached. Yeah.
And I'm not trying to mistake it from the Native American headdress. That's not the thing I'm trying to do.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay.
I'm just pointing it out too from the Carnival Caribbean standpoint. That's how that cultural thing got started.
Yeah. And she was dressing up at her home because she couldn't get in her home in LA, which she could not, get home for the celebration. And but we have like 32-year-old Star's decision to wear Bantu knots, a traditional African American hairstyle in which the hair is twisted into series of knots. So we just covered that, and people are on Twitter and really shaming her. Well, that originated here in this part of Africa and there, and they wore it first. But when you think about it, like I said before, art, whether it's hairstyle, well, it's painting and drawing or dancing, it spreads from the original source outwards, and then it gets adapted in there. And I've taught and danced belly dance, and there's different forms in the style of belly dance. You recognize the origins of it, you respect the origin of it, and you respect the dance as you dance. And but that's not cultural appropriation. It is appreciation, where you are sharing the love of dance or the love of that art that's being shared. And that's what she's doing, is she's sharing the love of this tradition of not ceremony, but celebration.
Right. And I want this noted, this ridiculous nonsense that's said right here. One Twitter user wrote, if 2020 couldn't get any more bizarre, Adele is giving us Bantu knots and cultural appropriation that nobody asked for. You fucking halfwits. Legitimately, the festival asked for it. The festival that is literally in place to celebrate this culture asked for it.
Exactly. That is exactly how you are supposed to show up. You are supposed to be dressed to impress, bright costumes, blend in with it. That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's more. It goes on and on. And another one said, if you haven't quite understood cultural appropriation, look at Adele's last Instagram post. She should go to jail, no parole for this. And I think that's a bit extreme. That is
pure freaking hubris. I'm sorry. It's actually no. I'm not sorry. That's BS. That's absolute BS. What makes you think that you own that?
Mm-hmm. Well, you're not even fucking African, right?
No.
Like, fucking culture.
No. You're not African. You're not Caribbean. You're not Jamaican. You're not British Jamaican. So what's the problem?
They're canceling the hell out of Adele here for something that is legitimately her culture that she was steeped in, but they have no concept of that, right? You by virtue of the pigment of your skin get to pass judgment on. Send her to jail, no parole, even though you have no idea what's going on. This is why a jury of your peers should never consist of you. You should never be allowed to pass judgment on anyone ever because you don't understand what context is. Because you are happy to take something on surface face value without ever beginning to look at the deeper meaning or context of any of it, and you're ready to chuck someone in jail over it. Literally ready to chuck them in jail over it. Let's just go ahead and crucify this white woman. She's terrible, horrible, and she should just go to jail. Oh, this officially marks all of the top white women in pop as problematic. You don't fucking know what you're talking about, you piece of shit. You have no idea what you're talking about, and you have so much less right to speak on this than her that it is mind-boggling you ever opened your fucking mouth hole.
Yeah. Fuck. And look at her picture right here. Look how gorgeous she looks. I mean, she was gorgeous. I'm gonna say this. She was gorgeous bigger than she is now and stuff, but this is dedication and stuff, and she is proud. And imagine still how she still dressed up growing up despite her weight, and how much fun that was, and how much there was no judgment in the celebration. Everybody got to dress up, celebrate. It didn't matter the skin color, just like you guys said, and it was just something to look forward to every single year, and it basically united everybody, and that's what we need, is the unity.
Yeah, that's just part of this. This is a moment to come together to celebrate something, to have some measure of unity, and you should not that
I had to come up front because I drooled so much the back room is flooded.
What?
Huh?
What?
I drooled. It's a picture.
Oh, I thought he drilled, and I was like,
I thought he said drill too.
Did I say drilled? Well,
yes.
Freudian slip. What can I say?
Oh my God.
She looks hot, and I love it. I love it.
Well, and that's just it. I think everybody just has this knee-jerk reaction to every little thing all the time, and it's again, it's this. I think Mary said it best with the whole. It's cultural appreciation, not cultural appropriation. I mean, if it wasn't for cultural appreciation, rock and roll wouldn't be what it is now. Pop music wouldn't be what it is now. We wouldn't have, so many other things. And it's just, it all is a snowball effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we wouldn't even be here. Look, as Americans, right? If without that.
As far as I know, and I'll tell you the truth, I actually used to work with a guy who was like, he would come over to work like for the summer from Jamaica, and he said that it's totally fucking illegal over there, and most people don't smoke it actually, but I could be wrong.
Okay. All right, so we have the X Factor winner, Alexandra Burke, also stuck up for Adele, telling BBC's Carnival tribute show, I see the pic, she looks hot, she's obviously been working on her body. That for me is a big deal. She looks great. And so we have an image here of your last year's celebration, of course, and look at that. It's beautiful. It's marvelous. And if I could ever witness that, I would be there. I would dress up myself just to help contribute with the celebration and, and what it means to them. As a Jamaican girl myself, my girl has grown up in the Black culture. People forget she's from Tottenham. She probably eats jerk chicken all the time, like all of us.
Yes, man.
Yeah. And so this goes on just talking about the Jamaican lifestyle and how they're celebrating what's going on they have every single year. There should be no nonsense of cultural appropriation, because that's not what that celebration is about.
Yeah, this is insane.
According to Don Joel, it just finally became legal in January of 2020.
You're like all researching it.
He just said it in the chat. But now Jamaica sounds like a hell of a place to go. I like Cool Runnings.
I'm so grateful to see all of these stars coming out in support of her and to really
I love it.
backing her up here. God bless Zoe Saldana, honey. You are black enough. It's okay. All right, you're allowed to speak. Look right at home, girl. Yes, absolutely. She understands this. This is her culture, and it's really kind of rare, especially in this sort of trepidatious time for stars to come out. Like you would have expected them to bury her, but she definitely. This is one of those times where I was grateful to see that sort of camaraderie and people speak up and say, "Hey, no, this is okay, guys. This is okay."
Hello, on the other side.
Yes, right there. Another said, "How non-Jamaican get mad at Adele when Jamaicans aren't even mad themselves?"
There you go. There you go.
And I think that speaks volumes when you have the people who are celebrating their culture and all behind that, understand what's going on. And they're like, hey, you guys back the F up. There's nothing wrong here. Move along, as they say in Star Wars, move along. And so this caught my eye. This is one thing that kind of disgusted me this morning today about social media, is because I'm just so tired of the negativity that's going on, and everybody, claiming this and that and good and or bad and blaming each other for whatever reason. And then Adele, she's just celebrating normally. She grew up doing that to have this backlash.
If it's okay, I would just like to say, Lorena, thank you for letting me have dogs, and Alora, thank you for letting me wear braids.
I don't believe you.
I appreciate it so much. I really didn't know how to explain to Serenity that she was going to have to go live on the street now.
And the one thing that I should have grabbed and I should have shared and pulled up and shared is that someone was saying, well, African-American women's, everybody wants their hairstyle. And, they're showing the beautiful curls, the afros and stuff like that. And then they're like, this is only our hairstyle. And then I think I have met even white people who have very tight curls that can pass as, as African-American, like quote unquote, or even black hairstyle. And I'm like, hair, based on genetics, and they might as well have black genetics in them. It doesn't discriminate. My hair is straight for what it is. And then I have some relatives that have very, very curly, tight hair. Doesn't mean anything, just other than that's just genetics. And so I'm sick and tired of, like, again, this appropriation when it comes to how hair looks and how, how it's fixed, and it's cultural appropriation if you wear it and it belongs to like the African Americans or Native Americans, or even Asian with, with their buns and stuff like that. I'm just tired of that, because everybody fixes their hair. It's not just one distinctive lifestyle for certain people.
Well, not only that, we've gotten to this point where we are like literally a melting pot. Like, I just read a thing, I don't even remember the percentage, but like a huge percentage of the population has like part of the bloodline or whatever of Genghis Khan, because motherfucker fucked his way all over hell.
It's like right here.
I was actually going to say that earlier. Well, just a little bit ago, I was literally going to say most of us wouldn't be here without the melting pot that is America, right? You wouldn't exist as you are today, and that includes everyone on this panel, not just myself being my little white ass girl, right? Like we are all products of the world that we live in, and this is our society, right? And so Lorena, being a black lady, is shaped by the culture in which she lives in.
Wait, she's black?
Yeah,
not according to Abu Nas, remember?
Abu Nas told me she wasn't black. That's why I have her on this show. Now I got to rethink this. I got way too many women's and a black lady on here. This is too.
You got a native lady, you got a black lady,
and a native lady. That's right. I'm too fucking woke for this shit.
You forgot about the LGBTQ chick.
Yes,
getting too woke.
Look at
too woke. I got.
Oh God!
Oh my gosh!
Hell's diversity.
Well, I could be wrong, But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Oh my God. Yeah, that sums it up for that. I wanted to address this because I mean, we're coming into like everything is it's like a culture of everybody gets disgusted and takes offense to every little thing and doesn't look things up, doesn't take time to research, doesn't take time to say, oh, well, she's from that town that celebrates that. So she is in tune with her own heritage.
She's not allowed to have that heritage.
I already told somebody to get off my lawn today. Can I do it twice in one day? Will that work?
I don't know.
Sure. Why not?
She's not allowed to own that heritage, though, Alora. She's not allowed to have that heritage because she's white. She's not allowed to have it. That was a pre-made conception by everyone who condemned her for this. She is white, therefore she is not allowed to be able to celebrate anything that is ethnic because she's white, because of the color of her skin. Never mind that it's what she grew up in. Never mind that it's helped build her and shape her as a human being. Never mind any of that. She doesn't have enough melanin, so she can fuck right off.
She doesn't have enough midichlorians, remember?
Midichlorians. You said
not
it.
enough midichlorians. So I guess any of the white midichlorians that I have don't count, right?
And evidently, so Samuel Jackson's like the strongest Jedi in the world because he's got like tons and tons and tons of midichlorians, is what you're saying. It's like,
wow, that was fucking racist.
No, he's like one of the only black Jedi. I don't see too many others. What, maybe 2 or 3 other ones on there in the. I don't remember. See, the rest are green and purple and Yodas and
Yodas.
Not a lot.
No.
Oh Lord.
The
and the thing
council's
is too,
still awfully green.
Oh Lord. And the thing is that, you know, I don't know if you guys noticed that too, but for like last week, the breaking news of white people appropriating other things was basically appropriating Spanish. So I don't know if you guys seen that.
I did.
And I was like, what the
I had to
all the
laugh. I'm like, you know, Spanish is white too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what my 6th great grandfather was. So, you know, he was classified as white. He was Spanish.
Yeah, and so this is this is, you know, the era that we're living in. And I say to Adele, you looked amazing. Celebrate your heart out, you know, and I think it just happened this whole weekend. So they're probably done celebrating. I'm not sure. I didn't look into how long they celebrate. Some celebrations last for a friggin' week, like Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
And and again, you know, when that is finally gets to be full attendance for Mardi Gras.
You forgot about Oktoberfest.
There we go. And there's different things. Oktoberfest, you know, we even have Chicago, you know, turning the river green for, you know, the holiday.
Oh yeah. St. Patrick's Day, yeah.
Yes, and all of that.
Didn't they try to cancel that last year because it was cultural appropriation? And all us Irish said, why? It's the one day we have an excuse to get drunk and nobody can bitch at us.
and you know, my 2 of my, like my brother and my sister, they are half Irish. We have different fathers and stuff. And it's their thing. It's their thing. And one of them lives in Chicago, and she just loves the festivities there during that time.
Us Irish are so
fucking
right. Sorry.
Yeah, and she doesn't care what your skin color is or whatever. If you're gonna come celebrate that time with, you know, with this American Irish holiday, you know, she welcomes. She's like, come on, let's go have a good time. And that's what it is, unity.
Exactly. Like even here in Pennsylvania, when Oktoberfest comes around, people expect that everybody's hitting every single Oktoberfest celebration they can get to. And everybody's there. White people, black people, Indian people, Asian people, just enjoying the fact that they can drink lots of beer and sing off key half drunk and eat pretzels and other food that's there.
Well, us Irish are the racist motherfuckers on the face of this earth. And we do not want you to fucking cancel St. Patrick's Day, because we want you guys to culturally appropriate our culture, because we want all of you to be like us. That's the point.
Well, I do have Irish ancestors, so there's that.
Because we think everybody's crazy. We want to punch everybody. And we think everybody needs to get drunk and quit being so fucking
nice.
No.
Uptight.
Yeah.
Uptight. Thank you.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Thank you
you know,
for
everybody
women's
needs to
sweating.
loosen up.
Loosen up.
Everybody's
Yes.
Mhm.
But
And
don't
I
you get,
agree.
but don't
I
you
am a
get
fucking
pinched if
patty.
you wear orange? Don't you get pinched if you wear orange or something on St.
If
Patty's
you
Day?
wear something that isn't
Anything but green, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's just we started that as just an excuse to pinch women's ass. And not
Why am I not surprised?
Oh, Irish like to fuck. Yes. That's,
All right, do we want to get to some of these super chats here?
Yeah.
yeah, we got a couple here.
All right. So
Yeah.
Kulak for Australian $5 says Adele, who lost her immunity to cancel culture after she lost weight. Now she's just a privileged white woman and it's fair game. Truth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Truth.
Yeah, because they were hating on her for losing all that weight. It was awful.
Oh yeah, I remember that. They were
Yeah.
like, why, now she's fat shaming. I remember that. They said she was fat shaming.
It was horrible on Twitter. Oh my gosh.
Your friend.
My
I love the Jeff Goldblum laugh that just popped up into my head.
I'm just trying to get canceled again because everybody's telling me I'm being too nice.
Okay, keep up on your goals, Tom. That is brilliant. I love it. I will back you on all your goals. So cancel Tom.
Yeah.
Cancel him.
Well, I'm not as allowed to appropriate or appreciate any other culture, and I'm Irish and I'm white. So we hate everybody and everything. So evidently that's what I'm supposed to do, right? Is just be me. And according to everybody, white is racist and bad. So shouldn't I just be racist and bad?
That's bad, okay.
That's bad, okay.
Okay.
I'm confused. My brain hurts.
Oh, poor Tom. Go have a drink, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay, Culture Casino at 149, a white unicorn with a rainbow hair. So that's your Doomacorn.
Doomacorn.
Yes.
Next one is Nova Zero for Australian $5. Thank you. Men look better in dresses. Women can rack off, appropriate all over the place. Obese males to win the backless evening gown. Dark side points.
The fuck is going on?
I'm lost.
Look,
I guess this is the up is down, down is up, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. Okay. There we go.
Oh, I didn't say it. You do you. No fucks given puppy. Where's the no fucks given puppy?
Yes, where is that?
Has it been nominated as the no fucks given puppy? I got to download it yet and give it a title and all that shit. But yeah.
Okay.
Kulex 81 for Australian $2 says next Star Trek show, The Voyages of USS Diversity. That's what we already have.
Yeah, and it's boring as hell.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I get the joke. Like it's a ship, the Mayflower, blah blah blah, all that jazz. I get the joke, but we literally
Diversity is an old ship.
Oh Lord. All right. So we have Jane Theory with her Doomacorn at 149. If you want to get that married.
Wait for the back there.
You're fired. You're unfired. I need you. Come here.
Oh, I'll do it right. I'll do it right. Fuck.
We're waiting.
We're done. She fucked it up, folks. Hey, you know what?
Maximum effort puppy.
Yep.
Hey!
And I think that's as good a place as any, unless there was anything else we had to cover. I think you ladies have done a grand job tonight. We had over 400 people watching at one point.
Nice.
I want to thank everybody for hopping in here and checking us out. We appreciate. We know you have lots and lots of choices on YouTube's, and to just spend your time with us means the world to us. And we want to thank, of course, all of the super chatters and everybody who's had fun in the chat and engaged with us. And we love all you guys. So we appreciate every little bit of help you give us one way or the other, whether it's a like, subscribe, a share, super chat, whatever. Thank you so much. And ladies, anything you guys want to say before we go? Otherwise, just plug your channels or anything like that.
Can I have a Oreo that doesn't have toothpaste in the middle?
No, they're expensive.
All right, fine. Whatever.
If you let it dry, it's like a mint Oreo.
No, it's not.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. Your parents have been lying to you, Tom.
This is some bullshit. At least my teeth are clean. I got
Kevin
it.
Street.
Yeah.
Kevin Street loves me even if we're Irish. Oh, Crispy Critters sends in a $2 Fenton.
Now you have to.
Christ! Fenton! Oh, Jesus Christ! Fenton!
Fenton is like the exception to the rules, but I think I equated Fenton to Ryan Johnson, and the Star Wars fans are the SEALs. Or the sea lions or whatever they are, yeah.
Oh Lord. Okay.
So that's Ryan Johnson effort puppy is Fenton. He should be Ryan! Jesus Christ! Ryan! Oh. Okay, I've taken it off the rails.
Yes, you did. All right. So
Let's
are we
start with
finished?
you, Laura. Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hey everyone, this is your Legends Girl, OG Star Wars, and you can find me on my channel, OG Star Wars, bringing you the George Lucas era of Star Wars lore, including the movies, novels, games, comics, what have you. And I also talk pop culture and everything that, here on Toxic Femininity, of course, and then Fandom Menace once a month, as well as Queen's Council. And you'll see me on the panel with one of these gorgeous ladies throughout the week, or, and then with Tom as well. And thank you again for letting me be here. And you guys have a great night in the chat, and I will catch you later.
Woo woo.
Yeah. Yes. And hey, everybody, I'm Lorena Creole on Twitter and Lorena Creole on YouTube, bringing that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis. You can find me on a whole bunch of different live streams, but starting tomorrow, which is what day tomorrow? Okay, so tomorrow's Tuesday. So I am actually going to be on the Royal Council, which is the Dark Council and the Queen's Council, which is going to be on El Presidente Abu Nasser's channel around 8:15-ish or so. So that'll be there tomorrow. And OG is part of the Queen's Council, so she'll be there too as well. It's going to be a fun time. TRS for everybody. And Wednesday, of course, Fandom Menace on Mary Mayhem's channel, where I'll be with her, and OG Star Wars. So that's 8:30 on Wednesday. On Thursday at 7 p.m. is This Week in BS on Justin Proper's channel. You can catch me there. And at about 9:15 p.m. on Thursday, you can catch the Queen's Council, which will be on my channel this week. So hope to see you there too. And you can also catch me on Saturdays at 7 p.m. for Rogue Entertainment, and also on Sundays at 8 p.m. for my Welcome to Florida live streams, where we talk Florida Man, theme parks, all kinds of crazy stuff. We just have a good time. And of course, Mondays, 10 p.m., right here with these ladies and this gentleman on Toxic Femininity. So please do follow me on Twitter or subscribe to me on YouTube.
I love how Captain Robert April threw up my P.O. box.
You know you're going to get Oreos, right?
I really love lemon Oreos if you're going to send them anyway.
Sounds good.
No, man. Rather than plugging myself, I would actually like to plug a friend who I think many of you people maybe don't know about or haven't had an opportunity to see. Her name is Jane Theory. She's been in the chat all night, bringing up some awesome points. And if you haven't already, just go check out our channel. She's a genuinely awesome member of this community, criminally undersubbed, got great takes on things, and just exactly there she is.
Yes, AJ.
Honestly, I think unless she's got something going on next week, we can probably have her on.
Sure. I mean, I think that'd be great. I just threw her link up in the chat, guys. So make sure you go check her out. She's an awesome source for your news.
You said you were going to plug a friend.
Hey, phrasing!
Giggity.
Oh, before I forget, Jane is also on with me on Rogue Entertainment on Saturday
There you go.
at 7.
And Jane Theory is awesome. So
She
check
is.
her out, as we
Yeah,
said. So
Yes.
Go check her out, guys.
he said check her out.
Oh my God, Tom. 5 seconds, man.
I love you, and you know it. Did you? So you're not gonna plug your channel then?
I want to plug Jane Theory. Let me.
Okay, all right. I just
I want to
making
be
sure.
I want to be like Chadwick Boseman. You let me have that, okay?
Well, and you do that. You do that. I'm not taking that away from you. I just ask and make sure. All right, cool business. All
Go
right.
check out Jane Theory, guys. That's my plug for the night.
Yes.
All right, folks. So check us out next week. Check out the ladies on their channels and all the streams they do. I will see everybody on the flip side.
Wait. We have a
Yes.
super chat from Culture Casino.
Oh, I missed it. Oh, there it is.
It just popped up.
There it is. I got it. I got it. I got it.
Ew, Mary just threw up a link. I'm sorry. That's exactly.
This house is a fucking prison on planet bullshit in the galaxy of this sucks camel dicks.
This is why we don't
Bye.
Night, everybody.
Good night.
Proving that the Fandom Menace isn't just toxic white males. It's toxic femininity brought to you by Midnight Hay.